That time of year again, unbelievably. FA Youth Cup, here it comes. Our preparation's been going for the Wednesday night game at Marlow.
Yeah, okay, we had we couldn't really do a session yesterday because the boys were on their level 2 coaching badge. So today's the only time that we've had a chance to do a session. So we had a full quota of lads in today. We got some boys from last year come in, which was fantastic. So Antonio come in and Woody come in, Manny come in. So we had 22 players to do proper match prep, and yeah, it went well. We don't know too much about Marlow because we haven't had a chance to see him play because they haven't played since the draw come out. But no, it went well. In
terms of tomorrow night's opponents, what do you know about them and how important is it that they're not underestimated?
Yeah, not a lot. As I said, we love to go and watch the opposition play, but we haven't had that opportunity. So James has made a couple of phone calls for me and spoke to opposition managers who they played in other rounds of the FA Youth Cup. So we got a little bit of detail from them. No, we certainly don't underestimate anyone we play. We know, it's going to be a difficult game. We know that probably the pitch isn't going to be the greatest. So we have to take all those sort of things into consideration. And no, we certainly won't be underestimating them.
In terms of the FA Youth Cup, the last 2 seasons, obviously really good records, and each squad seems to have kicked on when this competition has come around. What signs are you seeing that could happen again this time around?
Yeah, I mean, we take a game at a time, to be honest, Chris. We don't talk about the FA Youth Cup till it comes up. So, and we always start a little bit slowly because the boys are getting used to a full-time environment. We stretch them in this environment, but the last 4 weeks, up until the Gillingham game, we'd looked much better. We were on a decent little run and playing some better football. And to be honest, Saturday I was really, really pleased. Despite losing, we put a young side out because quite a few of the lads played for Reezy on Wednesday night against Milton Keynes, and they spent a lot of time without the ball because obviously Milton Keynes had a senior side out. So we didn't want to overdo it. So on Saturday we went very young. We put some under 16s in, under 15 in, and we played really, really well. They just got into our faces second half, and that was where we lost our way a little bit. But no, even then there was pleasing signs, so I'd have no problem stepping up some under 16s for tomorrow night if I need to. So they're definitely getting better. They're growing up in their attitude. They're understanding what's needed, what the demands are, and there's definitely positive signs. So they need to take that into tomorrow night's game.
How difficult is the transition when they move from being like under 16s to under 18s? I mean, some players like Anthony Hartig can perhaps just take it in the stride. Others potentially develop at a slower rate. What do you see in that generally kind of approach? Yeah,
to be fair, they struggle. Anthony struggled. His first 8-9 games, he was nowhere near where we wanted him to be. And they all struggle a little bit. So I'm actually doing more work with Rob Tuvey, the under 16s, under 15s manager. And it's difficult because the boys aren't full time, but we're trying to get things in place so it's not such a big step up. It's always going to be a step up because they become full time and they're getting up early and it's constant. But Rob's been fantastic and he's putting things in place so that certainly in terms of intensity and the demands, it doesn't feel such a big gap. And I think they're showing already. I've had numerous boys come up from the 16s, 15s, and they're coping really, really well. So I'm going to keep that going with Rob so that we don't have this sort of 2-month transition period, so yeah, it's always going to be a challenge, but that we're looking to close the gap on that, and it's certainly showing at the moment.
We've heard recently from the likes of Great Johan Evans, Tom Scott, who's injured but is very much of it, part of it behind the scenes still. How much are you seeing the spirit growing within the group?
Definitely, and that's key, and I've had a chat with them today because obviously there's going to be some players left out who are going to be disappointed, and I said, listen, if you're not disappointed then there's something wrong, but at the same time it's how you deal with that disappointment. And what we've had in the last 2 years, we've had a really strong group mentality, and when players haven't been left out, they've dealt with it in a professional manner and they've still been part of the group. So and that'll be the same this year. So there's definitely a mentality growing. I mean, we've got a lot of injuries, to be honest, because we've got Tom out for a while. The game's come too early for Tino, so Tino's not ready. Reece Weeks is out, Finn's out, Richie's out. Ruben's only just come back, to be honest, his first real training session today, so I've got to make a decision there. So we're still quite light on players, so we might, as I said, have to step some young lads up. But no, the spirit's good, and we had a session yesterday with the level 2 lads, and so basically what it is, the lads have to be coached by their own players in doing their level 2, and their attitude was fantastic, and I'm definitely seeing a turn in their mentality and attitude and spirit between them.
You talked about Tom Scott there, obviously he was Academy Player of the Year last time around. How's he getting on with his recuperation?
Yeah, it's going to be a slow process for Tom, and he knows that, and it's, you know, because he's got a stress fracture at the back, and it's unfortunate for him because he doesn't really feel the pain on a day-to-day basis. So Tom being Tom, he's just dying to do more, but we can't. We've got to make sure we get his recovery right. But he's fantastic round the place, and I'll give him stuff to do. So he did match analysis for the boys the other day. I'll give him the task of doing match analysis, so he's still continuing his learning. So he spent a couple of hours watching our previous game, and he presented the match analysis to him, and he was fantastic. So we're keeping him busy, keeping him sort of motivated, and at the same time giving him days off here and there when he needs to be, you know, because he's dragging him in every single day. Sort of, he gets very frustrated watching the boys train because he wants to be out there. So it's just getting that balance, really.
And it's been a really busy time for yourself as a coach as well. I mean, the week we had Eddie Jones down, this week it's all frantic. How much are you enjoying it yourself?
Yeah, I really enjoy it when it's busy. I enjoy these times. So James and I are driving off to Plymouth after lunch because they're playing Eastleigh, and after the Marlow game, if we're successful, we've got either Plymouth or Eastleigh, and that's no disrespect to Marlow. We're not going because we know it's a done deal, but you have to plan ahead, and it's the only opportunity that we get to watch Plymouth and Eastleigh together. And you could get video footage, but it's not the same as seeing it live. So we'll be driving down there straight after the game to watch that, so that we can, you know, if we get through, we're prepared. And then I've also got my Advanced Youth Award, which is another badge that you can do. So straight after the game tomorrow night, I'm driving up to St George's Park, and you know, but it's enjoyable. I like it when it's busy and you're planning and you're looking ahead. It's good.